Hey everyone, I'm Kelly and this is my channel Kel Stitches. Today is Monday the 12th of August 2024 and this is Flosstube number 53. I would just like to say welcome to any new subscribers that I've picked up in the last 2 weeks. I hope you enjoy what you see and continue to enjoy seeing all the progress that I get on my projects. And welcome back and thank you to any of my existing subscribers and viewers. It is very much appreciated that you come back every fortnight or every time I post a video and to check out what I've been doing. So let's just get straight into what I've stitched on for the past fortnight. So the first one that I will start with is this one. No, not that one. This one. Now I just call it Tribal Wolf, but I'm not sure if it actually has a proper name. This is from a store on Etsy called 2x2 Stitch Art. And that is what it will look like when it is completed. Now I'll put up a picture of where it was, and this is where I've currently up to. So as you can see, I have filled in, fold it a bit more like that, because I've filled in all that and all of that frame along the bottom. As you can see, I do only have, I think it's like 600, around about 600 stitches left to do on it. So this one will definitely be finished the next time I pull it. But yeah, so I've done, that's what I've done. Done all of that frame, done those last couple of, finished off those last couple of stars there. And I worked on this for 2 days and I got 2,100 stitches into it. And this is being stitched on a 14 count hand dyed Ada that I got from Paddock Lane Designs. Alrighty-o. The next one that I worked on, or the next one I'm going to show you anyway, is this one. It is Daydream Sea Turtles. The artwork is by Sheena Pike and it is charted by Charting Creations. That is what it will look like when it is completed. I have been working up here in this little, these two flowers and the baby turtle up there. So this is currently where I'm up to with it. As you can see, I have filled in quite a lot of it from last time. So basically I've just got the middle of this flower to do now. How good does that turtle shell look now that it's all filled in? And you got the cowrie shell here. So I don't know if I'm stitching on this quicker because I've washed the fabric and it's not so crunchy, it's nice and soft now and it's easier to stitch on, or if it's just because I'm out of that, a lot of that confetti in the bigger turtles. But I do seem to be able to work on this a lot quicker, get a lot more stitches into it. So I worked on this one for 2 days and I got 1,600 stitches in. But yeah, that is looking so good. I don't know if I'll go across and do the couple of pages across or if I'll keep going up. I think I don't know, there's only like, I think there's only a page up here, so I might actually just go up and reach the top of the pattern project first, I think. But yeah, so that's what that one's looking like. And that's just being stitched on a 16 count white Aida. The next one I will show you is this one, Son Susie. It is by Long Dog Samplers, and I am currently working in the bottom here, that last part of the pattern that I am in the bottom. But I tell you what, I'll show you when I get to it. So where it was and now where I'm up to. So as you can see, I have filled in all of this teal here and started to fill in here. Now, this is what I was going to say a second ago. There is a shit ton of backstitch to do just in this section. So next time I pull it out, I am just going to finish off that little triangle there, and I will get the back stitching done before I move the nudge, because basically once that part's done and the back stitching, I only have that little section there to do, but it is looking so good. It really does look really, really good with those colours. I'm so happy with the way it's turned out. So I worked on this one for 2 days and I got 1,400 stitches into it. But yeah, I'm not looking forward to the back stitching that's all in this area, but I will do it because that's what makes it. That's what makes the little details pop out, isn't it? So, right. The next one is Mini Top Frog. The artwork is by Jodie Bergsma and it is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This, well, obviously is just the mini, but this is just the regular mini version. It's not the max color or anything like that, because I ain't crazy like that. Put a picture of where it was, and this is where I'm up to. As you can see, I have filled in a lot more of that little frog, the little top frog up there. I am going to get him all completed, him or her, all completed, and then do the background. And that is the very top of the pattern. So I've gone right down to the bottom and right up to the top. That's the very middle column of pages will be completed, and then I can go either direction, which is just all background basically. So, but how cute's that frog? There's these little fingers. So cute. And I worked on this for 2 days and I got 1,400 stitches into it. There is a lot of, like, I choose a colour in here and then there's like colour, like 1 or 2 stitches scattered all over the place with that colour up in the top there. So I just have to be careful to make sure that I get all the stitches done, because there was a couple that I obviously missed, and I was going along and I was like, I thought I already stitched that symbol, and sure enough I had, but I had missed it, even though I'm using Pattern Keeper. So yeah, but that's looking really good. Super pleased with the way that one's coming along. Oops, so daisy. What happened there? Just broke my zipper on my project bag. Let me see if I can fix that. Or it might have to be. I'll leave it till afterwards and fix it. No, hang on, might hope I can, oops, hope I can fix it. I might just have to get, no, not working. I'll throw that there and I'll fix it afterwards. The zipper's just popped off and I might just have to get a pair of pliers and clamp the zipper down tighter. Right, and the next one is this one. I just call it Wild, but again, it is off a store on Etsy called 2x2 Stitch Art. I bought this as a trio, but you can buy them separately, so you don't have to buy the 3 of them all together. I have already stitched the other 2 in the pack, and this is the last one. So that is what it will look like when it is completed. And this is where I'm up to. So I've just finished off that bit of teal or whatever it was, and I've just started working in the pink stitches here. So I only worked on this for one day and I got 600 stitches into it. I was meant to work on it on Wednesday night as well, but it didn't happen because there was a incident which I will probably tell you about a bit later. So yeah, but that's what it's looking like. I still think that D looks a bit wonky, but when I look at the cover photo, the D looks just as wonky in the cover photo as what it does on here. It doesn't look, I don't know, it doesn't look rounded enough down here. But anyway, once it's all stitched in, hopefully it will not seem as noticeable to me anyway. But yeah, and that's just being stitched on 16 count white Aida. The next one that I'm going to show you is this one. It is called Horse Portrait. It is from a store on eBay called Just Stitching. I don't know if they're still going or not. This was a chart that was gifted to me by my mother-in-law several years ago. But that's what it will look like when it is completed. And this is currently what it looks like. So as you can see, I got the horse done, and that's all full cross. The horse is all full cross, and I have started in on the background, which I am doing all in half cross, just to make it go a little bit quicker and have that little bit of distinction between the horse and the background, because background's basically just all greys and beiges and stuff like that, and I'd just like the horse to maybe pop out a little. pop out a little bit more than what it would if it was all full cross. And I just lost the top of my needle winder. It'd have to be here somewhere. I heard it click onto the either the tripod of the tablet or the tripod of my ring light. So it will be here somewhere. I'll find it later. But yeah, so that one is looking really, really good as well. It's pretty easy to stitch. It's fairly easy to follow. I do have this one in markup RXP because it does not load into Pattern Keeper because it doesn't recognize the symbols or anything like that. So. And this one I worked on for 2 days and I got 1,150 stitches. So I class, it would have been more than that, but I class 2 half cross as a full stitch. I don't class them as a single stitch on their own. So for each half cross I have to double my stitch count, or on markup I get my final stitch count and then I divide it by 2 once I've finished. So really I think I only done I think there was like 400 full cross left in the horse or something like that, and then the rest is all tent stitch. So the tent stitch does go super quick. Okay, it goes really, really quickly. I can understand why people do tent stitch, especially with your bigger full coverages, because it does go easy and you get them done a lot quicker. But I'm a bit of a snob like that, and I think cross stitch should be the full X. But that's just me. Whatever works for you guys that do the tent stitch. Rightio, and I've left this one to last because you probably all know that it is a finish. So the very first thing that I worked on for the fortnight, but the very last thing that I'm going to show you is this. It is called Farm and Animals Sampler by Doreen Jones. I purchased this off her Etsy store. Super cute, absolutely love it. And I got it finished, and actually fully finished. So this is how I finished it off. As you can see, I did finish the stitching, obviously. I worked on it for 2 days and I got 1,350 stitches into it. And now I bought just a cheap chopping board from one of my for Americans it's like Walmart and stuff like that. Over here in Australia it's Kmart and Target and Big W. So I just bought a cheap chopping board from Target, Big W I should say. I did want one that was a bit darker in colour, but they didn't have any of them there, but I think that's alright. I think it looks pretty good the way it is. So I think on my last video I was saying that I bought a heap of ribbons and lace and stuff from Temu, and was hoping that it would come in, and it did. It came in on, what day did I receive it? Thursday. It came in on Thursday. So and this is already fully stitched. So I sat down and decided to fully finish it. Now I also bought some foam core board So that's behind there. I bought some padding. As you can see, it is padded, so it's not flat. And I stuck that on to the foam board, shoved the padding in, and then stuck the rest on. And then I glued this onto the board, and then I had to make a decision what I wanted to go around it. So I had two choices. It was this green lace, or it was like a gingham, a ribbon like this, but it was a thicker one and it had like white lace around the edges of it. So I cut out all the lengths and laid it around and took photos of it, and sent it to my stitchy group to ask them their opinions, and everyone was basically like, definitely the green. And because the partner really loves this one, he's basically taken it for his own. I asked him as well what he preferred around it, and to start with he said he liked the gingham ribbon around it, but then when I was showing him the photos and he was flicking back and forth, he did say that the green actually looked really good on it. So that's what we went with. We went with the green lace ribbon. And I was just going to leave it as that. And then I thought, no, it looked a bit plain because there was, like, as you can see, there's a lot of board around it. So I had this thinner gingham, brown gingham ribbon, and I thought that by just putting it over the corners would give it a little bit of extra decoration on there. So that's what I've done, and that's how it turned out. I absolutely love it. It's so super cute. I don't know if I'm going to rig up some type of leg on the back of this board so it can stand up, or if I'll put some hangers on the back of it so we can hang it on the wall. But yeah, the partner is still insistent that he wants googly eyes on the animals, and I told him that I can't get googly eyes small enough. Although when I was looking on Temu, they do have a pack there and they got super small ones in it. So maybe down the track when I do another Temu order, I might throw a pack of them in and just lay them on there and see what they look like. But yeah, so that is super cute. It was a super easy, quick stitch. I mean, if you were stitching monogamously, depending on your stitch count, you'd easily get it done in 1 or 2 weeks. Easy done. Oh, just smacked myself in the mouth with the board. But yeah, so that is my fully finished object and my first finish for the year. And it won't be the last finish because obviously my tribal wolf is very close to being finished as well. As I said, about 600 stitches left on it, and it'll be finished, and then I will just have to decide on it how I am going to fully finish it as well. I still don't know if I'm going to make it into a pillow, or make it into a vinyl fronted like tote bag or something like that. But I will decide on that when it comes to finishing it off. So now what we will do is fill in my numbers here. So what's this? This is my full coverage projects. And that was Daydream Sea Turtles. Right here. And I got 1,600. And that brings it to 7,700. creeping towards that 10,000 goal. If I keep stitching on it the way I am, it will be reached. I just smacked myself in the head with the corner of the... I'm not having a good day today. So yeah, if I keep stitching the way I am on it, it will definitely reach its 10,000 goal by the end of the year. My next one was Mini Top Frog over here. And I got 1,400, which brings that to 8,000. 8,000 stitches, and nearly showed how bad my mathematical skills were. That brings it to 8,000 stitches. So, yeah. It's to be expected that as I get closer to the end of the year, I am going to be reaching or heading towards those goals. Alright, so that was all the full coverages that I stitched on for that fortnight. Now we will go to the small full coverages and non-full coverages. Oh, sit on my knee. Rightio. So farm animals is here. Got 1,350, which, where's my other colour pens? Brings it to 8,550. And because it is finished, I am just going to put F-I-N-I-S-H like that down there, so we know that that one is done. Done, 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 done. All right. Tribal. Got, where are we? Where are we? Where? Oh, there. Tribal. 2,100. And that brings it to 7,900. And again, as I said, there's only about approximately 600 stitches left, so that'll bring it to 8,500. Again, if you're a monogamous stitcher, you would get it done in a couple of weeks, depending on your stitch count. And next one, Sanssouci. So way over here, if I can stretch, 1,400. And that is 6,800. I would be guessing that I've still got probably a couple of thousand stitches on it to go. So yeah, I mean, it will get finished this year, but it's probably still got a couple of good rotations in it before it actually gets finished. Maybe it just depends on how much I can get stitched on it, right? So now, next one is Wild right here. Got 600, which brings that to 4,300. Now, if I had been able to stitch on it on Wednesday night, that would have reached his 5,000 goal. And Horse Portrait is this one. Got 1,150. Need my green, because that brings it to 5,650. So the 5,000 mark on it has been reached as well. So there are all my totals and my finish. Let's see how many I can get in here. That finish looks a bit funny. Hang on. Let me just, because it looks like one big F. There we go, that might look a bit better. That looks better. It still looks funny. But yeah, so there's my totals. Now, I know that a few people have been talking about their plans and what they're going to be doing for next year, and a couple of them have decided to follow my my sort of version, but adapt it for themselves, which is fair enough, because that's what we all should be doing. I know Jen the Caffeinated Crafter has already started her 2025 plans now, because as she was thinking about it, she decided that she wanted to start them now and give it a go. And I really do hope it works out for her. It'll take a lot of the stress out of it for her, I think, just being able to just head for that final goal stitch count, rather than got to do so much every time you stitch on it. And I'm pretty sure it was the Crow Stitcher, I think is her name. She's going to do I think she's going to do a similar version of it. So, and if anyone else wants to take it up, go ahead. I am quite happy for you to just take my idea and run with it, adapt it to however you would like, and whatever works for you best. But I do find setting a goal now for my projects every year is, I like it like that, because it just helps me focus and know that that's what my yearly total is. If I don't make it, I don't make it, but it just gives me something to work towards. Right, so now I will choose my next fortnight's rotation of projects. So the first one will be my stamped. I'll just write these down as I pull them out so we know. Popped out, get back in there. The next one will be the Cross Stitch for Everyone sale. And next, number 3 is my Happy Mood Point sampler, which I restarted on the black fabric with the Silks View. Number 4 will be Moonwolf 1. Number 5. Let's see if I pull out a full coverage. Yes. It will be Spirit Guides. And number 6 will be Tiger Lily. And the very last one, will it be another full coverage? More unlikely it will be, because I don't have that many non-full coverages left in here. Oh, no, it's not. It is A Year in the Woods. So let me just find all of these cover photos, if I've got them available and handy, So that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. Alright, so here we are. We have the stamped, which is done in that rayon shitty floss. We have the cross stitch for everyone Sal. Happy Mood Point. Moon Wolf 1. Spirit Guides and Tiger Lily. And then, of course, A Year in the Woods, which I'll put a photo in because I don't actually have a copy of the cover photos because they are individual, even though I'm stitching them together. So, yeah, so that's going to be my rotation for the next fortnight. And that's pretty much all the stitching that I have got to show you. I haven't got any stash or anything like that. I haven't received anything like that other than my Temu order, but that was, as I said, that was just all ribbons and stuff like that to finish off my Farm Animals project. So yeah, yeah, that was all of the stitching that I have to show you. So if that is all you were here to see, thank you very much. Much appreciated that you stopped in and watched what I had to show you for this fortnight, and I'll see you next time. If you're here to hear a little bit of a life update, well, stick on around. All right, so a bit of a life update. Everything was going well. I had to work. Well, no, that was on Saturday, but everything was going well until last Wednesday, when I had a bit of a car accident. My brakes failed and I rear-ended a car, which then ran into another car. Now, yes, it was my fault because I rear-ended a car, but technically it wasn't my fault because my brakes failed due to my mechanic not doing his job correctly on the front wheel bearings. So that has been a bit of a stressy situation for a few days. The car had to go for brake tests and independent mechanical checks and all that to verify that it was the mechanic's fault. And we were told that on Friday morning or Friday that yes, it was the mechanic's fault because they didn't adjust the new front wheel bearings correctly, which is why the car was at the mechanic's on the Wednesday. So what happened was I went and picked the car up. Apparently it had done the drive test and all that after being the wheel bearings being fixed or replaced and all that. Apparently it passed its road test that they do. So it was right for me to take. And I did, and then as I was coming into a 40 kilometre school zone and put my foot on the brake to start to slow down because there was cars pulled up in front of me at the school crossing, because this was on school time when all the kids were getting out of school. So I put my foot on the brake, there was nothing. So I stamped on the brakes and there was still nothing. And by this time it was inevitable what was going to happen because boom, up the back of the car I went. I couldn't swerve to my right because there was cars coming down the road. I couldn't swerve to my left because there was people on the sidewalk, and I wasn't going to take them out. So I just had to ride it out, and I knew what was coming. It happened, and so to say I was in a bit of a state was an understatement. I've been driving for 28 years and I have never had an accident. Not one that I've caused. I've had people rear-end me before, but technically you can't say that that was an accident caused by me. So 28 years driving and I've never had an accident. I've never had a parking ticket. I've never had a speeding fine. I've never been pulled over for drink driving, anything. So my record is 100% clean. So to have an accident because it was someone else's fault for not doing their job correctly was very much a shock. And because, I mean, when you take your car to a mechanic, you expect them to do their job properly, don't you? And you expect your car to be safe to drive, which obviously mine wasn't. But luckily we were in a 40-kilometre zone, so none of us, I wasn't going that fast. The other cars unfortunately were stopped in front of me, so by the time I'd hit the other car, I'd stamped on the brakes again and they'd started to work a little bit, and I locked up a bit, so I wasn't even going at the 40 kilometres. I was maybe doing 20 to 30 Ks, but it still damaged the front of my car, damaged the back of their car, and then because they ran into the car in front of them, damaged the front of their car and the back of the car in front. So there was like 3 of us involved in it. Their cars were still drivable. They drove off once we exchanged the details and all that sort of stuff. They still managed to drive off. I couldn't because my little nudge bar on the front of my car had cracked all the grill at the front of the car and gone into the radiator. So the radiator was leaking and I couldn't drive the car. Other than that, it would have been, other than a bit of a bend in the bumper and the panel over the driver's side wheel, it would have been drivable if it wasn't for the busted radiator. But everyone involved walked away. None of us were seriously injured, which I am super thankful for. I'm super thankful that it was a car I ran into and my brakes didn't fail as I was coming up to the crossing and actually ran over someone. Now that would have been a disaster, but I'm fine, they're fine. Now the business owner, the mechanic, his insurance is taking care of it, but at the moment I've got no car. So, and living out of town and having to get to work nearly every day is a pain in the ass. But I am just, at the current moment, I am just taking a taxi to and from work, which is costing me a bit, but what am I going to do? But yeah, so that's a little bit of excitement that happened last week, and that is why I didn't stitch on the Wednesday night, because by the time my car had been towed and I walked home, I needed to walk home just to run through everything, try to clear my head. By the time I'd done all that, got home, had a shower, spoke to the partner a bit more about it. I just was not, as you could understand, I was not in the headspace to do any stitching whatsoever, because at that point it was running through my head, should I have braked quicker? Should I have done something different? Was I distracted? Was I? You know, all the ifs, ands, and buts that run through your head. And basically blaming myself. I still do say it was my fault because I ran up the back, like I rear-ended the car, but in the sense of I didn't do it on purpose, or I wasn't distracted or anything like that. That's not my fault, because it was brake failure. What else are you going to do? And I do know the car that I did run up the back of, when we all pulled off the road, she came storming up to my car and she was like, "Oh, I've been hurt really bad." And I've looked at her and I couldn't help it. And I just said, "Well, you're still walking, aren't you? Like, if you wanted to pull the card that you've been really hurt really bad, you should have stayed in your car," in my opinion. Because if you've hurt your back or anything in a car accident, you're not going to get out of your car and storm up to another car. And well, in my opinion anyway. So she was trying to pull it, but I think she realized it wasn't happening with me. And the thing is, my car wasn't insured for accidents. Here in Australia, it's not law to be insured, like have comprehensive insurance, which covers your car for accidents or covers other cars if you run into them. You only need what we call a CTP green slip, which covers injuries that you get in an accident. So if she had have been seriously injured, my CTP green slip would have covered her in that sense, any of her injuries, any of her medical bills or anything like that. But when she just stormed up to the car and tried to put it on me, I was just like, "I'm sorry, this is what happened. My brakes failed, and yes, it's my fault because I ran up the back of your car, but what else was I going to do? I couldn't stop. I had no brakes." So yeah, and the funny thing was, no one called the police. So it was just all handled by us exchanging our details and everything. No one called the police. No one came out of the little cafe or the school that were still all there to even come over and see if any of us were okay. Everyone just went on their business. And that's just the way of the world now, isn't it, anyway? So, but yeah, so that's what happened. That's why I didn't stitch Wednesday night. And I didn't stitch Saturday night because I had a double shift. We had a function at work. But yeah, I'm fine. They're fine. And it is what it is. I am waiting to hear back from the mechanic and his insurance to say that they're going to give me a hire car for the period it takes to either fix my car or to assess it and say, "No, it's going to cost more to fix than what it's worth. We'll just pay you out." But yeah, I'm really hoping that his insurance pulls through and gives me a hire car, because I can't keep paying taxis to and from work every day. But yeah, so that's that. No need to panic or be too concerned. As I said, it is what it is. It happened. I'm fine. Everyone else is fine, which is all that really matters. You can replace a car, you can't replace people. So anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it as that. And I am going to, sort this stuff out and get myself situated. I will get this edited and start to process it and upload it. And I will get myself situated and sorted to start stitching on something. I don't know what I'll stitch on. Probably not one of the full coverages. What might I stitch on? I will see. I will work that out and see what I stitch on today. All right, guys. So once again, thank you very much for sticking around and listening to my life update. If you've made it this far, it is very much appreciated. I really do appreciate all of you. There's so many of you out there that are there's so many YouTubers out there that are amazing YouTubers. So yeah, Thanks very much, guys. It's very much appreciated. And next time I will try to make up a little list of floss tubers that I've watched, or new ones that I've found. I mean, obviously I've watched all the regulars that most of us probably do, which is Dizzy Stitcher and Jen the Caffeinated Crafter, Alara. I watched August 1823 Stitches last night, their latest update. One of them's doing the Wonder Whale, and she's nicknamed him Jacques Clouseau. And it looks amazing. So I went and favorited it on the Etsy store, and I will probably end up buying it eventually because I just love the look of it. It looks so cute and so cool that I think I will have to acquire it for my stash eventually. So they're the main ones that I've been watching. I am waiting for an update from Judy, an Aussie in a Kiwi world. I've watched Sharon, Fun with Cross Stitch. Who else have I? Oh, Suki, the Brown-Eyed Stitcher, darling. Yeah, what you're going through is more than what I've been through. So yeah, that's the ones that I've been watching. So guys, I will leave it as that. Thank you very much, and until next time, please wherever you are in the world, please take care and stay safe. Bye for now.